you have a chance to look at the Subban hit? What did you think of it?
Well, I think when you look at it, it's one of those things, honestly, that it's hard to swing one way or the other. I think that's where I would have to let the league look at it and see how they define it. But honestly, I looked at it, you could look at it either way. Is it that bad of a hit? Was there an elbow involved? And I didn't waste too much time, dissecting it, because the league's going to make a decision anyway whether it's worthy or not. So, as I said before, we don't lobby, so we're just going to move on here and let them take care of business.
Do you know, have they notified him now? Is that
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Good to get out on the road right now? A few games?
That's never a bad thing. We haven't been on the road as much so far this year as we have in the past, so it's good for us to get out there. And again, we've got some tough games coming up, tougher schedule and stuff like that. So to me, I'm okay with it. We got spoiled a little bit in that first half, and now it's time to really put us to some good tests with some, lots of road games, travel, and all that stuff in short periods of time. And we got to show our endurance here.
In the back-to-back, Florida, Tampa, and 40 come back, and then you get Marshy back in New Jersey.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure he'll be excited to get back in the but those back-to-backs are something I just find that I've seen our teams at times when we've had back-to-backs, even the second game, we seem to have even more jumps. So it's almost like you're still warmed up from the night before. And so I don't see that as an issue. To travel from one place to the other isn't that bad either. So, certainly not an excuse.
The power play last night, 0 for 4 shots, but you seem to have a lot of zone time. Was it a matter of looking for the perfect play? Or?
Yeah, I think, that and, we got to do a better job in front of net too. Our goaltenders seeing things. We're there, but we're not where we should be.
Yeah.
And you saw their goal. Timmy was trying to find out what that was and did a great job. And so we got to be a little better there. And at the same time, we can move it around in zone time. But you want to make something happen. At one point, you got to get the puck on your stick and know you're taking it to the net. And last night, again, I thought we were looking more to get the puck on our stick and look what was the next play we'd make. So a little bit more of a killer instinct, and that area will help our power play find its groove again.
What was the point of emphasis for you today in practice? It looks like amount of neutral zone working.
More about execution. We talked about yesterday. I find that we've lost a bit of our sharpness, and it's got to be tape-to-tape passes. It's got to a little bit of jump and taking pucks to the net, and mostly bringing some sharpness back in our game. We're lacking in all areas when it comes to sharpness. We've kind of taken a step back a little bit, or half a step back, I'd say, and we want to find that half step moving forward here, especially on this road trip.
Will it be easier for the team to find that sharpness again, being on the road as opposed to being at home?
Well, I don't think so. You can't find the ideal place to find that stuff, and I think if we were at home right now, I'd ask them to do it at home. We happen to be on the road, so we're going to ask them to do it on the road. It's as simple as that. Unfortunately, we can't pick our spots where it's easier. It's more about what we need to do, and if it's home or away, it's got to be done.
Coach, how great a factor do you think Mark Recchi and Patrice Bergeron have been for Tyler Seguin, and now that he's an all-star in the second year, just to have play with two of those guys, be around two of those guys?
Well, I think, they certainly led by example on the ice. Even Mark, at the age of 43, was a hard-working guy in practice. He went to the front of the net, he tipped pucks. He didn't stay away from the dirty work in practice. So he certainly showed an example. We know Bergie's always one of the hardest workers as well. So he had two great examples, but more so when you look at those two guys off the ice. And I'm sure some of the chats that Rex had with Siggy over his career, where as a young player, he thinks he's got a lot of time, and before you know it, it's done. So cherish the moments when you look at Bergie and you see how he prepares himself every day. And Bergie's still a young player, so he's had some great examples around him, and I think he's certainly benefited from that, and he's probably a better player today for it.
Anything else, guys?
Yep.
Thank you.